A huge breakthrough in green alchemy could disrupt the trillion-dollar chemical industry. The European Research Council funds this research heavily. Why? The real-world pharmaceutical industry is absurd. If you're a big pharma company trying to synthesize complex drug molecules, you'd start with complex petroleum-derived raw materials, throw them into industrial cauldrons at hundreds of degrees Celsius and extreme pressure. Then you'd spend a fortune on expensive, toxic, and finicky rare heavy metals like palladium, rhodium, and iridium to act as catalysts. It just doesn't add up. Earth has abundant methane, but its carbon-hydrogen bonds are incredibly stable, making them impossible to break, so it's often just burned, releasing greenhouse gases. Chemists want to break it apart directly, using it as a building block for high-value drugs. But it's been incredibly difficult. However, a team from CIQS in Spain just achieved the impossible, connecting that building block. The mainstream method to modify methane is to irradiate it with UV light, causing iron chloride to undergo charge transfer. This spits out an extremely volatile chlorine radical. This chlorine radical then rushes over and rips a hydrogen atom off methane, leaving methane as a highly reactive methyl radical desperate to bond. Logically, the next step should be to pair the methyl radical with the target drug molecule, but iron has a bad habit of interfering with this free bonding. It's called radical ligand transfer. The iron forcibly shoves its chlorine onto the newly available methyl radical. The result? The methyl radical is crippled, turning into useless chloromethane waste, and the iron catalyst itself is killed off. Reaction over. Game over. So how do you fix this? The team added a secret ingredient, 2,4,6-trimethylpyridine. When it meets the iron catalyst, a miracle happens. Under microscopic structure, it becomes a cation, forming an extremely dense supramolecular hydrogen bond network around the iron-chlorine core. Simply put, because I can only put it simply, this hydrogen bond network is like a molecular straitjacket for the runaway iron catalyst. Like the ones Goku and Piccolo wear, not the hentai common kind. It firmly restricts the iron's movement, forcibly slowing down the destructive chlorination reaction. This allows the methyl radical to bypass chlorine's interference and bond with the target molecule. The team pumped methane into a pressure reactor, pressurized it to 50 bars per second, blasted it with a 43-watt LED light, and bam! They directly synthesized the non-steroidal artificial estrogen, dimestrol, from methane. This is amazing because traditional industry has to turn methane into synthesis gas at ultra-high temperatures, then go through a dozen complicated steps to make fine chemicals. But now, they've taken a direct shortcut using the cheapest, lowest toxicity iron, replacing rare heavy metals, and using a 43-watt LED light instead of industrial cauldrons at hundreds of degrees Celsius, they've achieved green chemistry. This story tells us, don't be afraid of being